Check this out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Chino.
Brothers.
Chino.
You're like a DJ, but you're playing videos.
This is DJ Ace in the house, and you watching the Chino Brothers. Hey, don't miss their shows.
So what's your podcast about?
Hip-hop music.
Hey, what's up? This is DJ Redeem, and you're tuned in to the Chinks Brothers Show.
You got these Chinese.
Those Chinese, they work hard.
You girls took your brother to hip-hop party?
Yo, what up? This your boy Mellow Man Ace at Padrino, and you're checking out the Chino Brothers right here. Keep it locked.
Click clack. Yeah.
Black.
So we get
That's
down.
That's it. Well, sorry, I'm having a coughing fit. Welcome to the #1 half Asian podcast in all of Bakersfield and all of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Adelaide, how's your week been?
Hey, man, it's going excellent. It's my brother's birthday. Shout out to my brother George out in Hawaii. Tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. Got a grip of stuff lined up for that. Corned beef and cabbage. You doing it? Do you eat the corned beef and cabbage?
I don't.
You don't.
It's weird because I'm not a cabbage fan. In Pittsburgh, the rule is on the first of the year you eat pork and sauerkraut, or else you have bad luck all year.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, and then Pittsburgh has a giant St. Patrick's Day thing. So like I'm always behind all these people. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's huge on the East Coast of St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day is big here in Bakersfield, believe it or not, but it's gotten to the point where it's at the Irish place, but it's at every Mexican restaurant too. So they get bands, not always English bands, like it's Spanish bands, and it's basically another reason to party. And to make it official, they put green dye in the beer. That makes it official.
That makes it official. That's right. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Thank you for watching the Chino Brothers.
Yes.
We got a great guest on tonight. It's going to be Ray Rico, professional wrestler.
Yes.
Now,
years of training went into this thing. I mean, this dude is serious.
What do you know about professional wrestling, Adley?
You know what? I just know back growing up, 80s and 90s, huge, from Hulkmania to The Undertaker to Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, I remember all that stuff. And Bakersfield, we'd get, shows coming through. You'd get WWE shows at the big arena here, but then you'd get the NWO would come through. Then you get WWE Next, I think. All these different ones started coming out, and it's cool to see that it's still just as popular as it ever was, because I love this stuff, man. And remember we had neighbors that were super into it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah,
excessively though. There's a point.
College,
man.
Yeah, we're in college. We used to watch wrestling every Thursday. I feel like, was it Thursday we used to watch wrestling?
Probably. I think every night they had something. They had, you know what I mean? There was a
Thursday
night
was
something.
it was the big one though. Like we all get together on Thursday and watch wrestling. But for all you folks watching, we have an actual professional wrestler. Not only that, I want to ask you folks a favor. Now here's the deal. Me and Adelaide trying to get monetized on YouTube, and we got all kinds of views, but here's the problem. We only have 789 organic hours of views. So lives do not count, Adelaide. So our podcasts don't count.
What if they go back and watch it after we've...
Nope.
Oh, really?
No, it doesn't count.
Okay.
So if y'all could go through our YouTube channel, watch some of our funny videos, the midday getaway, they'll put you in a better mood. Plus, you'll get us closer to that 4,000 hours. And we won't have to keep begging every week. But trust me, I'm going to be begging every week until we get to that 4,000 hours.
Yes, please go watch it. There's tons of content up there.
Tons of content.
3,000-4,000 videos.
I don't even know how many videos we have. I don't know if it's 3 or 4. Is it 3,000 or 4,000?
It's a lot. It's a lot of videos.
Well, we are now at 10,000 actual followers. So
if one person watched every video, that'd probably get us to 4,000 hours.
I have no idea.
One person.
You might be right. You might be right. Baby George, we're looking at you.
Yeah.
Adley, you want to bring in Ray Rico? He can teach us all about this wrestling stuff.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the Chino Brothers professional wrestler Ray Rico.
Yeah, you guys are in the know. All right.
Is that a Ray Rico original?
Is that a Ray Rico original?
Is that your finishing move here?
I'll tell you what this is. This is a Ray Rico original.
What's the
Typically I have some wrist tape right here, and it'll say no cap.
oh
Ooh.
There's one thing I'm about, it's the truth. And
Okay.
it's no cap that I'm one of the hottest rising stars in LA, in California, and probably the entire United States.
right on, Ray Rico. Tell him.
Nice. That's why it's so big having them here on the Chino Brothers, man. This is a big deal. Definitely, man. Definitely.
So the biggest rising star in wrestling. Now, now what is the name of the organization that you're wrestling for? Tell us right now, Ray Rico.
Well, I started my training and have since graduated at Knox Pro Wrestling Academy in Van Nuys, California.
Big up to Knox Pro in Van
Knox
Nuys,
Pro.
California.
Okay.
Big ups to Knox Pro. I began my wrestling journey, is what most workers will call it, in 2020. I just graduated high school, and COVID was a thing, and I said, "All right, let me." Tomorrow's not promised. Let me try something I've been wanting to do for the longest time, and then I got started.
But did you come from wrestling like in high school or anything? Did you?
Oh yeah. My
Okay.
dad was a wrestler and a football player himself, so he got me and all my brothers involved in the same thing. So there's probably some pictures out there of like a 6-year-old Ray Rico with some
Okay.
state medals. Yeah.
Ooh,
What?
state medals.
Oh, that's dope, dude.
bad.
2 takedown.
I'm dope. 2
Remember all
takedowns.
that stuff? 2
Your fault.
takedown.
He's still a wrestler, Adlai.
That is
You
dope.
were an ex-wrestler. So Adlai
Yeah.
used to wrestle back in high school.
Oh,
So
nice.
he knows all the wrestling lingo for you.
You know, have you heard of Fountain Valley High School?
Fountain Valley. I'm not
We're
familiar.
big. We're big at the 5 counties,
Big.
man. Here at Mechanics Bank Arena in Bakersfield, man. We used
Okay.
to dominate. Yeah.
Hey, but you
yeah.
know who has the best wrestling team right now in the San Gabriel Valley?
Huh.
A little high school called West Covina High School, home of the
Ooh.
Bulldogs. Great
West Covina.
wrestlers. Great wrestlers.
Nice.
That's in
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Now,
All
Ray,
right.
and you're here in Bakersfield. You're wrestling since you were 6?
Yes. Wrestling since I was 6.
Oh my gosh, dude. And
Yeah.
ever since you were just into it.
Oh, I never outgrew it. So what got me into amateur wrestling was professional wrestling. I was probably like 4 or 5 years old watching WWE. Favorite wrestlers was like Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's La Raza. I told my
That's
dad I
right.
wanted to be a pro wrestler. I still remember the story. Told my dad I wanted to wrestle. So he was like, bet. Takes me to I think it was like a Big 5 or something, and I'm looking around for I don't know if you guys are familiar with Eddie Guerrero, but he would have these gold boots with flames on them.
Yeah.
So I was 5-6-year-old me was looking around looking for some gold boots with flames on them, and I told my dad, I was like, "Where's the boots at?" He was like, "Oh, first you got to wear these Kurt Angle ones," and I was sold on it.
They were Nikes or Asics at the point, right?
Oh, basic Asics.
So Ray, I got a Kurt Angle story for you actually. So he's from Pittsburgh, Kurt Angle. And one day I was over at the mall at the in Monroeville, and so it was me and my kid, and we're in the little play area, right? And he's running around. Then I see another mop-headed kid running around with my son. I'm just watching the two of them play, and then all of a sudden I look over, Kurt Angle sitting probably 10 feet away from me. Everybody's coming up taking selfies. Then I realized that's Kurt Angle's kid, man. And I'm thinking in my mind, please, son, do not hurt that kid in any way, shape, or form, because I don't want to deal with his dad. You know what I mean? So my son comes running back over to me, and then Kurt Angle's son comes running back over to him, right? And all the fans kind of walked away. It's just me and Kurt sitting there. And I peek over at him. I give him one of these, like, I know who you are. And he gives me one of these, like, thank you for not bothering me with the kid. We got up and I walked away.
That's a great story. You were this close to getting Angle slammed.
Yeah, I didn't want none of that business.
Yeah.
I don't want none of that. And then I don't. There's an older wrestler. I don't know if you remember this fella. He used to roll with the $1 Million Man. His name was what was this fella's name?
Virgil?
That's it, Virgil. Who said that?
Oh,
Ray
that was me.
said that? Oh, yeah. So Virgil used to come into my Olive when I was in college out here in Pitt. I used to work at Olive Garden. Virgil came in my Olive Garden at least once a week, man. I've seen Virgil so many times because he's also from Pittsburgh. And like, that is one of the cooler cats, man. That dude was so laid back, real nice guy, always laid back. But those are my two professional wrestling encounters. Adley, you got any of them?
I just 'cause speaking of young sons, like my son's 11 now, and working at the radio stations and stuff. You remember all the stuff would. I felt like Bakersfield. It was every other week. You had some big something coming to the arena. It was pretty often, but I'd take them. But we'd get like the good seats in the front. But it was like the knockoff league, like the NWO or Next or whatever. So it wasn't a big one, but it was big. I mean, you still get a couple thousand people to watch it. But we'd be in the front, and my kid was like 3 feet tall. And just looking up and just being like, and I remember the guys were like, "Hey, we got some seats up front. You guys want to sit in the front?" And my kid's like, "No," because huge, and it kind of freaked him out because I wrestled young too, but I was more like 11 or 12, I think, when I started maybe, and then did it through high school, but I wanted him to because, dude, it's a different kind of kid. You raise a different kind of kid, whether it's wrestling or football or whatever, because wrestling. If you lose, it sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Painful. And to quote our friend Malix, in high school, wrestling, I was in the best shape of my life, no doubt about it. But you learn to take a beating. Hopefully not always, but you do learn to take a beating, but get back up. And I loved it. Now, obviously, the professional scene is huge, tons of money in it. But then you got the college guys, the Olympic guys, the Greco-Roman style and stuff. I mean, dude, it's respect first and foremost. But did your brothers do it too? I mean, that just
it was all of us. Yeah, we're all wrestlers. I primarily was the one who stuck with it the most. Like every now and then, kids growing up, they're like, "Oh, I don't really want to do this anymore. I want to try something different." Wrestling was always a constant for me, and I was always
that was it, huh?
Yeah.
I remember my older brother would do moves on me, the banana split. You remember the banana split? It's basically your legs spread, dude, and it hurts. And my brother did that to me one time. That's when I was like, okay, that's it. I'm going to take wrestling serious. I'm not playing around because and Mike, because you came up from the boxing kind of background, I think, more.
Yeah.
But those are the dudes you don't want to mess with at high school. If you know he's a wrestler or he's like a boxer, you're like, it's cool, man. You do not mess because wrestlers
are usually really quiet too. That's the thing. Wrestlers are really quiet, and then you don't really recognize that they can fight because you don't really see it as fighting. You see it as a sport. You know what I mean? But then you get that one wrestler that you thought you get wild with. That was the wrong. That's like getting wild with a judo dude, bro. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
All right, Ray. So now you're telling us you're playing out now. What? Tell us about some gigs here. What are we doing here? Going out and doing the wrestling on a bigger scale, on the professional scale. Tell us about your persona. Tell us, are you a baby face? Can you explain that to the folks? Are you a baby face? Are you a heel? Let us know.
I would say Ray Rico's kind of his own vibe. Originally when I started out, massive piece of shit. Or sorry, can I?
No, don't curse on here.
We try to refrain, but it's
my bad. Sorry.
We usually pray before the show too. We didn't pray before this show. It's probably why Ray Rico's cursing. All right, go
ahead. But yeah, I kind of started out. With the whole persona that I am an aspiring content creator. So
wow, everybody hate you.
Oh yeah. Easy heat.
Yeah.
So from time to time, you'd see me coming out with my phone, live streaming the whole entrance. My manager Ronnie holding up the signs, telling everybody to follow at I am Ray Rico on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, y'all follow I am Ray Rico on Instagram and TikTok no matter what. He doesn't have to be a weirdo for you to follow him. Come on, guys.
Do it. You won't regret it.
That's it.
So yeah, I've been doing Ray Rico. I've been training for 2 years, and I started Ray Rico about a year into my training.
Okay.
I feel like as an amateur wrestler, I took to professional wrestling fairly quickly. I was able to pick up with stuff, and I'm still learning. So like my main goal right now is, since I'm only 20 years old, I'm looking to continue to apply and perfect my craft. And get myself out there on the California independent wrestling scene.
Yeah, I'm all about that. Now,
Yeah.
why not MMA for you or your brothers?
Why not MMA?
Yes, please.
I think there is more longevity in professional wrestling.
I don't feel like
If you
there's
do it right.
less. I feel like there was less, man. You get by chairs and stuff. You get thrown, you get thrown into tables and stuff.
Yeah, body
Like,
slammed out of the ring.
yeah, I mean, people think
Oh my gosh.
people call it fake, pre-scripted, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you want to call it. Here's the truth. If I was going to be in a combat sport, it would not be professional wrestling. I would 100 times before go into mixed martial arts than professional wrestling and be a better grappler. Like, you know what I mean? Just get into grappling as good as I can to avoid getting struck. And you can have a decent career if you can handle that formula. The any form of professional wrestling, nah, bro, you're getting scars, man. You ain't getting away with this easy. Nobody gets away with that easy.
Oh, 100%. I'm only 2 years, and I'm already starting to take care of my body more, like I should have when I first started. I feel like the worst part. I feel like the worst part of wrestling is the drives. So for example, this past week we had 2 shows in Brawley. Brawley is right on the border of Mexico.
Okay.
So
Okay.
from
That'd be
Bakersfield,
fun.
yeah. So from Bakersfield, it was a 5-hour drive, 5.5-hour drive there. Do the show, get beat up, and then sit 5-hour drive back.
Now,
Oh my
now
gosh.
who's the show booked through? Through the school? Is that
Yeah,
Or
so
who-
it's
Go ahead.
booked through Knox Pro. I take
Okay.
I take other shows like I've worked for FSW on one occasion. I've gotten some work out in PCW Arizona. These are all
Regional?
yeah, these are all regional independent shows, but you still get the guys who are on TV.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you need the exposure right now is what you need. You need the reps, all that stuff. And then you need to build the name and you need to build the fan base and all that stuff. Pro wrestling is such a hard racket, and it's a winner take all field. But if you're the guy it's just like everything, like music, DJ, you name it. If you're the guy that believes I'm the winner take all, yeah, go for it. But my goodness, that's a hard racket. I listen to that Steve Austin podcast sometimes. Woo, man.
It's real.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh
real.
my gosh.
It's
Hey,
real.
now your parents the whole time, are they driving you to Brawley and all these events, or they supportive, or they're like, why don't you just go to college? What are they saying to you?
So I think my parents always knew that I wanted to be a professional wrestler because that's all I would ever tell them. There's countless like Christmases where I would say, "Oh, I want a wrestling ring." Oh, like there was a good like solid 11 years where I was just asking for the same thing over and over again for a birthday or never got it.
Just a
yet.
wrestling ring?
Yeah, a wrestling ring.
Okay.
Because I thought that's how you get into it. You just buy a wrestling ring and then you learn by yourself. But yeah,
Did you have to do like 1,000 yoga squats on your first day at wrestling school?
first day of wrestling school. So I actually have a great story my first day when I came in. If you're not familiar with Knox Pro, it's actually ran by the Samoan Dynasty. My head trainers are Black Pearl, Reno Anawai, and WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi Fatu.
Oh, I know Rikishi. That's the only name out of those.
I remember that.
recognize.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they come from a long line of professional wrestling. They've been in it since the 70s. So really when you got there, their main thing is like they give you the tools of what you need to succeed here in wrestling. They teach you the psychology first. They teach you the bumps, and everything in ring and out ring. And they're always big on continuing to perfect your craft. But yeah,
How many bums showed up on the first day that didn't show up on the second day, Ray?
Ooh. Yeah.
So I've kind of stepped into a role as a classroom leader in my 2 years that I've been training, and you'll get some people who show up, pop in every now and then. I think honestly, if you show up, you had the courage to let yourself be vulnerable and try to chase your dream. So anyone who steps into that training room is a winner in my eyes.
That's a
That's
polite
how I
way of
see it.
saying it, but that they ain't winners in my eyes. I guarantee you, Adelaide, a bunch of fat losers showing up, seeing Ray all muscular, working out all the time, going, they come in with their Taco Bell. Hey, I want to be the human fat boy. It's like, nah, bro, we don't got no room for that dude. Get some yoga squats. Once they start doing them yoga squats, they're out.
Hey, so tell us about that first day then. So you went in, were you just like,
First
was it?
day,
Yeah.
first day, I had been cold messaging my mentor now, Reno, and he was like, "Yeah, come in." I put up a whole like summary, like I was applying for a college. I was like, "Yeah, collegiate wrestler, this and this. Like, just let me in. I want to train, bro." But yeah, so they invited me that first day to go check it out, and as soon as I stepped into that building, I was hooked. I saw the ring, not even moments after I was around the ring. This guy I was watching on TV walked into the room, and I like ear to ear. This hi Rikishi, sir. Nice to meet you. Nice to
try to
meet you. I'm Ray
forearm him?
Rico.
Hey,
Huh?
Rikishi, did you try to forearm him? You just shake
Oh.
his hand and say, Rikishi, this is for Samoa, and then just put him in his arm, bam, right in his throat.
Oh. I would definitely be on the end of a Rikishi driver for that.
That'd be horrible. Now, does Jimmy
So-
the Superfly, he ever show
That's-
up there? Were you about to ask
Snuka?
that, Adley?
Jimmy Superfly Snuka. That's what I remember too.
Snuka.
You
Maybe
never heard
that's
of Jimmy the
Snuka.
Superfly? Oh man, Jimmy the Superfly. Ask Rikishi about that cat, bro. He
Oh
was
no,
from
no,
the
I
island.
know all about that. I
Oh,
think
really?
I think he passed away.
Oh, did he
He did.
pass?
Yeah,
That
like
stinks.
like maybe like 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
horrible.
he did pass
Yeah.
away though. Yeah, that guy was a stud too.
Yeah,
That guy
rest
was
in peace.
insane. Definitely. So you're going to the school and you're looking around and you see Rikishi and all this stuff, and you're like, is it because in my mind I picture like Taekwondo class. You bow when you go
Like
in,
it's
people
a
line up,
dojo.
you do drills, you know what I'm saying? And then you do some sparring.
Yeah.
How do you train
What
for
I
this?
so what I would equate it to is kind of like it's kind of ran like a football practice, you know? You have your drills, we warm up with some rolls and stuff, get all nice and stretched out, ink out 200-300 squats before we get in. That way we're all warm.
So rough.
Oh yeah. But it builds character, and it was nothing that I wasn't new to, because I had been a wrestler and I knew what it was like to to just sweat it out.
Work out. What high
Yeah.
school did you go to?
I went to Bakersfield High School.
You're at Bakersfield High. Okay.
yeah.
And the same thing there.
Really?
Bakersfield High is sports wise, Bakersfield High is pretty recognized, right? As one of the elites.
If I'm not wrong, I believe we had the #1 wrestling team this year in all of California.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was amazing seeing a lot of kids that I got to see growing up find the
You used to give
success that
noogies
they
to them
did.
and stuff, and now they're like,
I'm very much the cool big bro who's doing pro
oh,
wrestling.
nice.
to a lot of them
That's
right now,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Bakersfield.
All right, I want to get into the character of Ray Rico real quick, Adley, because I'm thinking, because you're telling us, your heroes. Now, are you doing a lot of that high flying stuff like we used to see the Mexican guys do back when we were young?
I fly around from time to time.
Really? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm pretty much a 5-tool player is what I'll call myself. I do it all.
What are the
when
5 tools? What are the
Yeah,
5
yeah. I
tools?
don't know anything about them five
Five
tools.
tools. I don't know. I heard a phrasing like that sometime from baseball, but I don't play baseball. I wrestle, but I like the phrase, so I kind of took it. But yeah, I'm very charismatic when it comes to performing. I know how to set a pace. I feel like when I'm in there, my main goal is to go out there and make the people feel something, whether they're going to love me or hate me at the end of the day. One thing I could guarantee you is that when Ray Rico steps into the ring, he gets a reaction.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
So I want to talk some lingo here, Adley. I don't know if you know this lingo, but I heard about it on these podcasts. So, Ray, what does it mean to get over? When you say I had to get over on someone, what does this mean?
Get over.
Yeah, do you know this one? Or sell it. I heard that one too. You got to sell it. What's the other one I heard from these guys? uh, color. Sometimes you gotta show some color. You're not familiar with any of these phrases? Rikishi ain't teaching you this stuff?
Oh no, I know all about it. It's
Okay,
just
teach us then.
certain words will also be used for another meaning. It's
Okay.
just how I'm not too familiar with the word I'm looking for, but it's all about how you phrase it,
Okay.
and I'll have a different meaning.
Okay.
So color.
Tell Adler what that
Uh,
means.
blood.
Exactly.
Oh,
Getting
okay.
color is getting cut open. And yeah, I've
Oh,
gone
dang.
color about twice, and both times were what we call hard way.
What does
Not
that
on
mean?
purpose.
Oh yeah, hard way.
So they tell you beforehand we want to see some color, or how does that work?
Now it honestly just it comes down to what you're trying to do for the match. Now mainly what we focus on is that, or what my coaches preach is that you don't need to do a triple flip dive to get a reaction. You could get a reaction with this, with this emotion, uh having that facial, that intensity behind you. That's what gets the people invested. They'll go ooh ah for the fancy stuff, and I love the fancy stuff too. That's what kind of also got me into wrestling.
Right
But
on.
what really gets the people in it is that story, that emotion, the
Yeah.
what we call the Shakespeare of it,
Shakespeare. I got
you
you.
know.
Okay.
Getting over, is when you get those fans to just to feel something for you,
Right.
to care about you. Getting
Huh.
over isn't when you come out and they're like, yeah, it's when you really get them to care about you, get emotionally invested. I'm sure you guys were watching Hulk Hogan get beat up, and you guys were like, oh, this sucks. I can't believe the $1 million man did this. I'm trying to gauge the
The age.
gap.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it. You got it. Don't worry.
All
You're
right.
speaking our language.
I'm cooking. But yeah, that's getting over, is getting the people to care about you. That's what getting over is.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great
that's a
thing.
good. Okay, and get them to be on your side, kind of, because with professional wrestling, yeah, okay, there's the wrestling part, but there is the drama part, right?
Yeah.
There's more to it. It's like it's not just two guys in the ring. I mean, there's so much behind it that goes into it, and then I mean, it is entertainment too. So if there's a crowd there, you want to be entertained, and that just adds to it.
Yeah.
You know
All
what's
about
kind of go ahead, Ray.
all about making the fans feel something. End of the day.
What I think is interesting is that a lot of times these stories bleed over into real life. Like
Hmm.
Macho Man Randy Savage was really jealous for his wife, man. And like, I think that scumball Hulk Hogan was putting the moves on her, to be totally honest with you. I ain't lying to you. I've seen these YouTube videos. It seems like that Hulk Hogan was somewhat of a pervert. At least that's what Ray Rico's been telling me recently. So, anyways, let's get to this. Now, when you're around these guys, a lot of these guys are using drugs and heavily drinking. Ray, how do you keep yourself away from that type of behavior, or is it different now?
I think the stigma of that has really changed. It's not the a or because even I don't know. I wasn't there for the time, and I personally I haven't been exposed around any of that.
Good.
Everyone, any locker room I've been to has been full of great people, and it always feels like a team of people who are trying to put something together to make something.
Well, because that's the thing. I was
Yeah.
wondering is, can you really? Because if I was a pro wrestler, man, I would talk so much crap all the time. I would have so slick lines all the time. I'll write them down too. Whoever I was gonna fight next, I'll talk all kinds of crap. My problem is, like when I get in the ring, if you're really gonna beat me up, dude, I can't be talking this kind of crap. You know what I mean? Like I'm only doing it for a show. So do you ever worry about that? Like they give you extra smack if you say something clever?
No, I feel like I'm very smart to the business, and Trying to think about. I would know how to conduct myself. I feel like my coaches have really looked out for me in that way, and already since I have that reputation of being from Knox Pro, I don't think that I would have to face any type of stigma or machismo esque situations like that.
Okay,
I know
got you.
personally by myself, I could take care of myself and handle myself in any situation.
Yeah,
No,
but
but
your
I'm saying-
competition though, your competition is trying to get at you too, right? Get in your head, like, oh, dude, Ray, oh, come on, you suck, dude. Come on, yeah, like, right? They're trying to get
That's
in your
what
head.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it is, it hasn't gotten to me yet.
Good.
But if I do
Okay,
find
okay.
out, if I do find out,
That's it, man. You should have put him in one right then. Ad. When he says, if I do find out, you put him right in one. You know,
Oh,
it was
man,
just
yeah,
just
that's
Ray,
true.
just looking at his enemies.
Wait, do
Yeah,
it one more
'cause-
time. Do it one more time.
Say, if I do find out.
if I do find out,
That's pretty strong.
That was
right.
serious. I love it.
No, because Adley, seriously, like, isn't that kind of the cool part about wrestling? When you watching it, they're talking all that crap to one another. You know, they say all kinds of mean things about each other.
Yeah.
Now, in my mind, I would like if I'm cracking a joke at you and you misunderstand, you don't think it's a joke. I like you to know immediately. No, that was a crack, man. I'm not trying to say that you're dumb or something to that effect. But if you're selling it, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like if I say in real life, either of the two of us, and we do this every once in a while, where Ad will say something and I'll just start dying laughing, and he'll back himself up like, I'm clowning with you, sketch, or I'll do the same with Ad. But like we never go hard at each other. We never say mean things to each other. And when
It'd
you're
be
in
hard
that
not to
wrestling
get
ring-
personal.
yeah,
would
that's what I'm
think.
saying.
so I think the situation you guys are explaining is working yourself into a shoot.
Explain it.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, you're working. You're trying to get the people invested, but you did it at the expense of where it actually pissed someone off, and now stuff got real. Excuse me, sorry.
That's what I'm
No
saying.
No worries, no worries.
See,
But
that's what I'm saying about the
okay,
extra
okay.
smacks in the ring, bro. If you're talking that kind of jazz, right? Now they're gonna bring it to you. That's what
Yeah.
that's why I'm not messing around with no pro wrestling. Not that I was ever thinking about it, but that would be my fear. I got a wild mouth, bro. So,
In competition, when you're wrestling, do people get carried away?
Do people get carried away? I haven't personally experienced someone getting carried away with me, and I feel like it's because I'm you see, I don't even want to say very well respected because I'm still new to the game, but people respect my work. And if you're going to be in the ring with Ray Rico, you know that you're going to have a good match. So I wouldn't that's something I wouldn't be too worried about. Now me, on the other hand, I might get a little carried away.
Ah.
So my manager, Kevin Ion of Kevin Ion Enterprises.
big shout out to Kevin Ion
Kevin,
Enterprises.
okay. Yeah.
Big shouts out to Big Kev. Whenever we see who we got, we'll talk a little bit of mess. We just recently had a clip. Me and my brother, who's also a professional wrestler, only 17 years old, by the way. He's going to be amazing. We had a tag matchup against two other wrestlers on the Knox Pro roster, Suburban Shinobi and the Digital Demon. Those are their names.
Okay.
So we'll just write a little sign, Shinobi has no riz. Digital dumbass. Sorry. Gonna curse again.
That's
We'll walk
fine.
out. We'll walk out, raise our own signs because we see that these fans might not be smart to how big of a deal that Los Ricos are, and we'll put up some signs for ourselves because we deserve signs. And we need to spread the good message.
Now, do you get on that microphone and start talking that kind of crap, bro, or what? Did you get on the microphone and start telling everybody, we're going to beat them no matter what, or however you guys say it?
Well, we're certified stunners, so
That's what you say?
it's no cap. Certified
Nice.
stunners, and that's no cap.
That's right. Now,
Whenever we go out there,
Are both
It's
of you
going
taking
down.
selfies? Are both of you taking selfies on the?
Oh
on
yeah,
the,
oh
as the
yeah.
tag
Check it
team?
out. You got to check it out. You got
I
to
want
check
to
out.
see this.
Man,
That's
I
that's
great.
am Ray Rico on Instagram. I am Ray Rico on
I am Ray
Instagram.
Rico.
that is the best. That is the best heel that you could have in wrestling. Because who does not dislike people who love social media? You know, and people that are
Yes.
too into social media, it's like, bro, I don't like you. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? Like, and then they just get bigger too when you don't like them. It's like, I don't like this dude. It's like, well, he
It's
just
true.
got bigger. It's like, oh man, can he stop getting bigger? That's awesome, man. I love that. I love that persona. Brilliant
That's-
persona.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
like flamboyant. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh,
out there.
yeah.
It's over the top. Like, yeah, hey, we're not. I'm not worried about you across the ring. I need to take a selfie. I need to get
Yeah.
mine real quick. See what's to my fans or whatever. So, yeah, that's really cool. I got to ask this though. Here's what I got to ask. And I remember this from high school at wrestling. People would do some dirty stuff, cheat,
Yeah.
if you will, or do some weird stuff. The one that I don't, Mickey Rock, right? He'd do the goose. He'd goose you with his thumb. So you got to watch out for that stuff. But if you see him over there, just be like, why is your thumb always brown? You'll know. But did people do some dirty stuff like that? You remember that?
Oh, all the time. I think you're not gonna have sports without cheating. It goes hand in hand. Los Ricos are known to cheat from time to time, but a wise man once said, "If you're not cheating, you're not trying," and I stand by that.
I really like Los Ricos, man. I don't know. We should have got the other Rico on Ray, man. Then we could have the Los.
We'll get him on
Ricos.
for
Maybe
next time. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
I think he might have a test or something.
yeah, yeah.
We'll see during this summer he'll be free.
That'll
Okay.
be fresh.
Okay. Yeah. People do the wet willy. What do you guys do that?
Yeah. So or what we would call that, what you were saying was an oil check.
That oil check.
That's an oil check.
The oil check.
It's an oil check from Oil Dale, bro. I'm messing around.
Those old Dalians, they'll catch you.
That's it.
Dirty. That's crazy.
So now, what's the longest run you went where you did show after show after show? Have you only done like weekend gigs, or have you done like multiple gigs where you're just popping up? And I keep calling them gigs. I don't know if you're supposed to call them fights, gigs. I don't.
No, they're gigs, they're shows,
Okay.
events, whatever you want to call them.
I mean, we're DJs, so we call everything a gig, probably, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the busiest gig I had just now was going to Brawley because it was a 2-night event.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of Mexican fans coming up from Mexico?
If there were, most likely, yeah.
I would love. I think if I were a kid, especially a kid like your age, I would love to wrestle. And I know it's gonna sound insane, but it just seems so romantic. Wrestle on the Mexican circuit or the Japanese circuit. Like both of those circuits, when I hear wrestlers talk about them, just sounds so cool. And the only reason why I know about this stuff, Adelaide, I listened to the Broken Skull Ranch, which is Steve Austin's podcast. And these stories he tells about being on the road. That's how come I was telling him, hey, watch them drugs, man. He tells these stories about being on the road. Woo, man, there's some wild stories, bro. But everybody who talks about Mexico or Japan, both cultures just have such a reverence for wrestling that it just sounds so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any aspirations for that, Ray? Would you wrestle in Japan or Mexico?
So for me, my goal is to just go out anywhere I can. I'm gonna go wherever this journey takes me. Whether that's in Japan, the UK, here in the United States, I'm down for it all. I got into professional wrestling because I love professional wrestling and everything that encompasses it.
Oh wow.
So definitely Japan and Mexico. That's on my bucket list, and I know I'm gonna go there at some point. It's just we'll see what happens.
Here's the similarities too for kind of coming up in DJing and music and radio and all that to wrestling. What you're doing now is, and we talked about this a little bit in the green room, Mike. You're talking about, I bet you Ray don't have this. I bet you Ray don't have that. One thing I was thinking of, I bet you they don't provide insurance. Am I wrong?
Well, we're called professionals for a reason. The main goal of wrestling is when you go in there and you have that match, you make sure that that guy that you shed your blood, sweat, and tears leaves in the same condition that they went in. You know,
Okay,
it's
so you try
called
to protect each other at the end of the
being
day.
being a good brother. You know,
Okay,
we're here to put
okay.
on the show. We're gonna beat we're gonna beat each other up. Believe me.
But you got to sell it. You got to sell it. That's what Steve Austin was talking about. You got to sell that. So,
Are there
Oh,
waivers signed? Do you sign a waiver? Like if someone gets
sign a
hurt?
waiver. I signed
Yeah,
a
like
waiver
if,
for training.
okay, okay.
Yeah, the shows are kind of more of a, you got yourself into what you got yourself into.
Okay.
Um, I
And
know
mom's the
that.
same way. She's like, "Hey, man, that's on you. If you get hurt,
Oh
or is she
yeah, yeah.
worried? Is she worried?"
I feel like my mom has always kind of been a worry wart. I think
Okay,
that's the
okay,
phrase
yeah.
for me. Yeah, probably gave her quite a few gray hairs. Sorry, mom.
there's got to be a ton of people at these shows because you're going to these little tiny towns, and that's the mad entertainment for like miles around for these folks.
Yeah, Brawley's
yeah.
not a big town, right?
No, very very small. Reminded me a lot of Lamont.
Okay, okay. Lamont
Yeah.
is a very small town, Mike. It's like a mini TJ.
Yeah, so you got to
Yeah.
figure it's
Mini.
like
Thank you.
the
All right,
Harlem
yeah.
Globetrotters haven't even come through that place, and now they've got pro wrestling. Everybody in that town's got to come out for that, I would think. Now, were there luchadors on the bill that night as well, or no?
Yeah, we had a couple of luchadors on the card. We had Kid Sphinx, the current Knox Pro heavyweight champion Ultimo Principe.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I've heard of that. I don't know if I like that guy.
Oh,
I don't know. I've heard some bad stuff about him.
That's what you say to that guy, huh?
that's all I got. That's all I gotta say about that.
That's all you gotta say.
Wait, you're cool with Ultimo Principe?
Think he's a great wrestler.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
all
but-
he thinks.
But yeah, he's no certified stunner.
That's right.
And
The
the
number
second I
one
get-
stunner.
And number one stunner. That's no cap. And the second I get a shot, it's over. It's over.
Bro, that's the song you got to come out to,
Nice.
bro. Is that song by Big Time or was
Big
it
Timers.
Big Timers?
Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
Big Timers? Yeah. You got to come out with that song by Big Timers, bro. I'm the number one stunner. What?
Believe me.
Number
Believe
one
me.
stunner.
I've had that in my back pocket.
Dude, those lyrics and everything, man. They
love the Big
100%.
Timers.
Yeah, but those lyrics absolutely describe Ray Rico right there, man. I put in work after hours, concerts. Yeah, dude.
Ray, this is how old we are. When that came out, we played it at the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that
Oh,
came
yeah?
out. So that's,
Yeah, that was a
probably
banger.
years ago.
I was
20
probably
something
like
years ago.
this many or
I
this
don't
many.
even know if
when-
you were
You
born
might not
yet,
even
bro.
been born
Yeah, I think you were twinkling your
That
daddy's
might have
eye
been
when
late
that song came
'90s.
out.
I know
Yeah.
enough about it though. I know about
Good.
it.
Your parents are teaching you right, huh? They exposing you to the old school hip hop.
I kind of exposed myself into the old school hip hop.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Growing up, I think a lot of people who get into hip hop through Eminem. He's kind of like that gateway drug into hip hop.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. He's a good lyricist.
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, probably like around 12 or 13, I just really got into it. Favorite rapper of all time for me is Kendrick Lamar, and I'm still listening to all the new stuff. I listen to a lot of the old stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like it's my go-to genre.
Okay. Kendrick Lamar, mixed feelings, I think, on this side of it. I like him,
Yeah,
but then he
but
kind of
we're
got weird
old,
on
that's
the
the
last
thing.
album. Yeah, he got real odd, real crazy on the last album. I thought. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Maybe was that what it was? I was like, yeah, he got a little out there. Yeah.
Now, Ray Rico, have you ever seen a guy in the ring that was clowning too much and he got 5 across the eyes or punched or something to that effect just to kind of put him in his place? Has this ever been something you've seen?
I'm sure I've seen examples of that like on TV. I'm a bit of a lighthearted guy, so I'll throw in a rib or two when I feel like it when I feel like
I'm not saying you had to be the guy slapping or punching. Like, have you seen a match though where you're watching, you're like, oh no, that wasn't pretend, man. That dude really wants to hurt that dude. Have you ever seen that happen in real life?
Yeah, so if you go anywhere, I'll plug you guys in. There's a YouTube channel, and it's called Wrestling Gets Real. And what I talked about earlier, a work turning into a shoot. That's where you should go if you want to see a rabbit hole of clips like that.
Really?
What?
Yeah,
When
I
wrestling
can't.
gets real, huh?
Yeah, I
Wrestling is
can't.
real. We'll check that out.
Yeah, I can't name a specific moment or anything. But yeah, I've had like I've had some funny spoofs or anything. It's just like little inside jokes or whatever. And then yeah, just some
But then it
fun
gets
lighthearted
real,
stuff.
and people are pissed, and they're going at it for real, for real, for real.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. Hey, what about, let me ask you this again, comparing it to when Mike and I were coming up as DJs radio, we didn't really make a lot of money. Are you at that point where you're making money, or is it still kind of, you know, are you
We're on
making
the
money?
grind.
Yeah.
We're on the grind. We're very
Okay.
much on the grind right now. We're in phase 1. Phase 1,
Phase
get
one,
everybody to know Ray Rico.
yeah, phase one was
Phase 2.
so hard.
Phase 2 is get that money.
Yeah,
And
Okay.
believe me, Ray
Okay.
Rico is going to get that money one way or another.
Nice. Nice.
phase one's hard though, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. When the Chino brothers were DJing for free beer, ooh, that was a long time, man. We DJed a lot of gigs for free beer, bro, and to meet girls.
Yeah.
That's how we started. But ooh, man, God bless the young grinders. I don't know if I could do it again. Not at this age.
We were so poor, Ray, that we'd go to Carl's Jr. had like a salad bar buffet, and we just wouldn't pay. We just walk up and grab the plates and start eating until they'd be like, "Dude, did you pay?" But nobody ever
Adley
said
wouldn't
anything.
do that. Adley's the most honest person in the whole world. He wouldn't do that. But we'd share one. We'd share a salad because we were broke. It was all you could
We'd
eat.
split a salad bar.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
we were broke, bro. Like we were broke. And then we had a bunch of bum roommates that didn't like paying rent. That made us more broke. But what are you gonna do about it, man? We're fine now. God bless us now. But
We were
anyway,
phase 1 for a long time.
yeah, dude, phase one lasted a lot longer than I wanted it to. I ain't gonna lie to you. phase one was tough. But I'll tell you right now, this is the truth. Phase one separates the boys from the men, dude. Separates the busters from the real. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because once you get to phase 2, it doesn't really matter how big that stack is, and you're not going to feel that way at first. But realistically, there's only a few people that get paid for what they want to do. You know, and if you can count yourself amongst the people who get paid for what they want to do, I wouldn't worry too much about how much it was, because you'll find money somewhere. Trust me, bro. You're a hard worker.
Oh, yeah.
Guy told me that one time when I was a young guy about your age. There's an old dude in Adelaide's neighborhood. His name was Jinx. He owned 3 businesses on Main Street in Huntington Boulevard or Huntington Beach. Three businesses on Main Street. I used to play poker with him on Thursday night. And I said to him, I said, Jinx, man, how'd you get so rich, man? And he told me, he said, you know what, Sketch? One of these days, your day will come. Now just make the most of it. But I'll tell you right now, Ray Rico, you ain't got nothing to worry about. When that day comes, I can already tell, bro. You're a hustler, bro. You ain't messing around. You ain't like the lazies in your generation. You ain't like
Yeah, for dude, you're way more mature, way more driven than any 20-year-old I've met in the last 10 years, probably. Easily.
I definitely think that starting pro wrestling for how young I am, I got into it at 18, like fresh out of high school. I just said, hey, I want to be a professional wrestler. And my view on what professional wrestling was to how I view it now is night and day. I feel like I broke down the matrix, the fourth wall, and now I've seen through countless of incredible people I've met along the way in my journey of how kind of like how the world works and operates and what you need to do to get those steps. And right now, phase 1, grind mode. I've had countless packed cars, countless shared hotel rooms. But these are going to be the stories that we look back on and laugh. And these are going to be the good times, you know.
You know what, dude? That's the thing is your generation doesn't do that. You guys don't do that. Like us two, yeah, we would do that type of stuff all the time. Road tripping, gigging forever, making no money, all that stuff. Our generation was like that. Your generation, a bunch of video game players, bro. They ain't got no life experience. They ain't got no road trip stories. What a dud. They're gonna go to their grave not having any fun. But you won't, Ray Rico. You're gonna go to your grave knowing you did everything you could. Now here's my question for you: how often you got to work out, dude? I figure you working out every day,
Ooh.
right?
Oh yeah. When I'm not hurt or aching, I'm still trying to get into the gym or my bad, wrong phrase. Even when I'm hurt or aching, I still find a way to get into the gym and work on something that doesn't hurt that day. Everything's gonna hurt. Everything sucks. Uh, but yeah, it's just a constant grind and having that discipline to go in, eat right, and yeah, put the work in. I when I started professional wrestling, my training, I was only like 152 pounds. I was skinny. I wrestled at the 132 weight bracket in high
Okay.
school. So being 150 for me was also kind of like being big. And right now I'm a solid 185.
Ooh, wow,
And
put on some
yeah,
Me
weight.
so
too, but not near that good a shape. I was like, man, 150 is my goal. Yeah, because
yeah,
dude, think about it. You got to sacrifice a lot, man. I mean, as DJs, we played music, we rocked the crowds, drank a lot, probably, and talked to girls. But there's no real. I mean, there's no
No,
real training.
no. The only training is listening to records and knowing how to have rhythm.
Yeah,
Like you got
exactly.
rhythm, you
Counting the
listen to
beat off.
records, you sound dope in front of people, you're straight, bro. Don't worry about it. You're gonna be all
Yeah.
right. You got to put in the grind still. You got to get your name out and all that. But
Yeah.
but being a wrestler, man, this cat, how many hours a day you work out, Ray Rico?
so at first I used to be working out for like 2 hours a day. And then I've met some like people who one of my dear friends, his name is Toa Leona. He's on AEW, he's signed to the Ring of Honor. And he's one third of the trios champions there. This guy, I've seen clips of him pushing 600 for bench for reps. This guy is insane.
Dude, how many
Enormous.
plates is that? It's like
Too
5
many.
plates a side, dude.
Too many.
That's insane.
But yeah, so like getting to meet people like that, I kind of had to self-educate myself onto lifting because I didn't get into actual lifting until I was like 18, just because I was so focused on just wrestling and cutting weight all
Right.
those years of amateur wrestling. So yeah, I met a lot of other workers who've given me a helping hand, helped me get to what I need to get to, or like have given me that structure plan to get where I need to get to. And now
I
like
got you.
those 2-hour workouts where I was doing everything turned into like 45-minute workouts where I'm still working hard, but like it's at a different pace, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I felt like I rambled there.
No, you're
No,
good,
that's
man.
okay. That's okay.
'Cause
what
I'm-
about? I was
Go
gonna say,
ahead.
what about diet? Then you
Yeah, I
have
was
to give
thinking
up
that, yeah.
stuff, right?
Diet,
You're not hitting the
I'm
froyo spot, right, anymore. Frozen
diet. I'm
yogurt?
actually eating more than I usually would have ate. Because you're burning a lot of energy when you're wrestling, and then you're also working out. So you need to really narrow in on those carbs. So like when I was telling Bruce or Toa, when I was telling him it's like, oh, I'm eating like 2,000 calories a day. He's like, brother, you got to eat like 4,000 calories a day.
Ooh.
Just
Healthy calories, though. Fast food.
yeah, yeah. Fast food sometimes, if depending
Oh.
on how hard you're willing to work. But yeah, like
Mike always makes fun of me because I eat fast food too
macro.
often.
I don't eat
He'll
fast
call me. I'm
food.
like,
I
he's
don't-
all,
I
where
don't
you
eat
at
fast
in the
food.
drive-through?
Oh yeah, I bag on him when he's in the drive-through. I'm like, bro, you couldn't pack a lunch or what?
Drive-thru.
Yeah.
I'll help you guys out. If you guys are looking for a big bulk, try to get like 400 grams of carbs. Do low fats. That's the hard part.
Bro, you're talking to two men over 50. We're not looking for bulk. we're looking for low blood pressure at this stage. That's what we want. We want low blood pressure and a good night's sleep. That's all we want. We ain't trying to wrestle with nobody. You kidding me?
Oh man!
Like if I had to do a gig right now, I'd be like, oh man, I got to work out for at least a week. We got a gig. You know what I mean? If we're gonna do a gig, like a DJ gig, I'd be like, oh man, I got to work out for a week. Get on the treadmill.
Man, I'm gonna try to stay up past 10.
Yeah.
But that's my training. Yeah.
Your training would be drinking diet soda to stay up late. My training would be to lose weight, just like people in the crowd.
Oh man.
But yeah, man. So all right. So I'm seeing you like in the ring. You like are you going for kind of like that Rey Mysterio physique? I'm assuming, correct? Like you're not looking to become like a giant guy, are you? Or what are we doing here?
A butterbean?
I want to be as big as I possibly can be. I
really?
feel like
Wow. You want to get that mass like
but
that?
a muscular big.
yeah, a muscular cut. Right now I'm in bulk phase. I'm just gonna continue eating. My goal weight by the end of next year is to get to a solid 205. Because a lot of with wrestling is appearance as well. And
mine too, but mine's the other way. My goal is to get to 205, but mine's the other way.
I'm stuck in the bulk phase. Been stuck in it for 20 years.
Can't stop bulking.
Oh my gosh. But and one thing I want to talk about too, you mentioned this earlier, like you've changed from when you started at Knox Pro to 2 years later. What were the misconceptions you had when you started?
That's a good
and
question.
You see like, whoa, this is totally different than what I thought it was 2 years ago.
Okay. When I first started, I came in with the conception is like, oh, you're a good wrestler if you're able to do like all the moves, like whatever the craziest move you can do, that's the one. But what I've learned over the past 2 years is like the constant of what's going to help you succeed in wrestling is the longevity. You need to be able to wrestle in a smart way where you're not killing yourself every night. That way you can walk by the time I'm your guys' age.
You reach our age, yeah.
Yeah. I wish somebody would have taught me about that. I would have gotten off the skateboard a lot sooner.
Yeah, because this wrestling is real. That's when you're stepping in that ring, it's really there's no trampoline, it's 1/4-inch thick plywood and a thin layer of matting on top of that. And those ropes, it's not elastic rubber bands, they're steel cables. And those poles are shoot poles. You hit one of those. I've hit one of those.
It's like a parking pole, huh?
It sucks.
Yeah, it's like a parking pole. It's not some sort of feathers. You're getting blood all over the floor and stuff.
So that's mainly what I've learned, and I still don't know everything. I'm still a student of the game, and by the time I'm 20 years into the business, I still want to aspire to continue being a student of the game, because that's how the best wrestlers got to where they were. And my goal isn't just to be a wrestler. I want to be the best wrestler. And you have to put those goals out there, because no one, if you reach for the stars, what's that one phrase?
Reach for the moon.
Reach for the moon. Yeah. You're amongst the stars.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what certified stunner boy Ray Rico is going to do.
That's nice. All right, Ray Rico. Well, once an episode, we like to play a racist game on this show called Asian Mother, Asian Father. So here's how it works. Adlai's mother is Asian, but his father is Caucasian. However, my mother is Caucasian, but my father is Asian. So even though we're both half Asian, we're very culturally different. And we often go back and forth to see what the internet tells us we're supposed to believe. So tonight, we're going to play a video about an Asian father, and then we're going to talk about it afterwards. And you're going to be real uncomfortable, Ray Rico, because you're not Asian or married to an Asian. All right, Adlai, you ready?
All right, guys, here we go. This is about ghosts.
Here we go.
What the hell? How you wearing shoes inside? Are you dumb? Look all the dirt you dragged in. I didn't know I ran a foster home for failures. You think you're scary? I walk your dimension to get to school. What you doing standing at the door? The small apartment, we don't have sunlight. What you trying to get vitamin D? Ghost trying to get a tan. What you doing here on a Monday morning? Spirit Halloween not hiring. What the hell, is that you? You have telemarketing power. You don't be magician, you don't go to roulette table, you come to my house. Do I look like Panda Express? What the hell? You want some toast? Here's a sponge. Go do some dishes. Where you think you're going? Did I say you can leave? Go do the dishes. I will send you to Jesus.
All right. So I thought that was pretty good. So,
That's funny.
so Rico, I'm assuming that you're not part Asian, so don't feel bad if you feel uncomfortable chiming in with this right here. But I saw a lot of good Asian stereotypes in that ad. Like, what did you notice?
I just noticed that it was automatically do your part. You don't scare me. You're messing up everything around me and knock it off.
My favorite one was, you don't go to roulette table.
Oh, yeah. If you had telekinesis powers, that's exactly where you'd go. Yes.
Asian people, Ray, have a horrible gambling addiction that we're born with. I have no idea why we're born with it, but like him pointing out that he should be at the roulette table, I thought that was funny. And then the not taking the shoes off. Did you have to take your shoes off when you were a kid, or
Me?
yeah?
It just, we didn't have to, but we did.
Yes,
I
you
wonder
had
if we
to.
just, but I
Yeah,
guess
you
we had to because we never tried without. Even here, I tell my kid, take your shoes off.
Well, I take my
Take your
shoes off, bro. I
Yeah,
take my
before
shoes.
we
I'm
come in the
Asian,
house.
bro. What about
Yeah.
you, Ray? You take your shoes off or no?
Take my shoes off.
When you
to
come
go
in
to
the
the house?
house.
Yeah, we had a little spot by the door.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a little.
Okay.
I mean, not everybody would do it.
No, everybody does it in our house, bro. Everybody does it in our house. What about you, Adley?
It's where I'm at. It's you take your shoes off in the garage before you come in the house.
Yeah, bro. We don't
Definitely.
need your poop feet on our carpets. We like to lie on them, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind if you got some funky socks, bro, but I don't need your poop feet on my carpet.
Yeah, yeah. But like in the Hispanic culture too, though, right? I mean, there's a lot of similarities because I go to the Tachi Palace Casino, and there's a lot of Mexican people there. A lot.
My grandma was a casual, I think, at that casino.
Oh,
Or she would go-
really?
yeah, or she would go to Vegas like almost every other month or so. Yeah.
That's pretty often. That's pretty often. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's getting to Asian level at that point.
Yeah.
Asian
But
people
now-
love gambling, Ray, man. It's nothing wrong with it, bro. We could say it. You don't want to say it, you don't have to say it. But it's
There
the
was-
damn truth, bro. Asian people love gambling.
We have the billboards around town here in Bakersfield, and you see the Tachi or Eagle Mount, whatever casino it is, and it'd always be like Jose Gano, $1,000, Maria Gano, $2,000. And then my boss comes, he's like, man, it's so crazy. His son goes to Foothill High, East Side, and his son's like, Dad, every time it's always the Ganos that win. Like last name Gano. How come it's Maria Gano wins? And I'm looking at him like, Gano means win, right? That's the verb for win. And he's all like, oh.
I thought they were Filipinos. I thought they were Filipinos, man. I thought you were like, man, these Filipinos, bro, they're always winning at this spot. I was like, okay, I got you.
If I didn't know what Gano was, I would have thought it was a scheme. I would have thought it was a work, like it was a yeah. The fix is in, brother.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. God bless the
House,
Ganos.
the Gano house always wins.
I'll change my name to Gano if that's gonna help me.
Yeah,
I'm
the whole
Gano.
time.
Will change my name to Gano. I like how he was like, I like how the Asian dude was like, don't be standing in front of the window. We got a small apartment. Yeah.
Do the dishes.
Now, here's the thing, Ray. Is that racist for non-Asian people to think is funny? I think it's funny, and I don't think it should be racist for non-Asian people to enjoy it as well. What do you think, Ray Rico? Is that if a non-Asian person laughs at them jokes, does that make them a bigot? Because I don't think so personally, as an Asian.
I think if it really just comes down to what that person's ideologies is. And I grew up Gen Z, so I feel like we're a lot more catering to what people find is offensive or not. I I I honestly don't know. For me, I'm a little more laid back. I think a joke is a joke as long as there's no real intentional.
Yeah, if you're not being an a-hole about it, if you're being an a-hole, then yeah, man, you're being a bigot. But if you're just saying something funny, I don't think that makes you a bigot. But if a bigot sent you that video, Adley, I would be like, hey, man, you know he did that because he's a bigot. That's what I'll probably say. What do you think, Ad?
But the thing is, you got to read the room too. Like if me and Mike are laughing, and you're like, okay, they're laughing, so it seems cool. But if we're like inappropriate, you're like, yeah, that's messed up.
Or maybe this was just a big cancel scheme. You guys were laughing, and as soon as I laughed, he's like, "Gotcha."
We do with every guest, but like some guests are married to Asians, though. You know what I mean? And then some guests are Asian. So like our Asian guests are like, "Oh, word, man, we just all chop it up." And then every other, like if you're married to an Asian, then you kind of have like last week we had DJ KGB. He was married to Asian, so he was like, "Oh yeah, that's my mother-in-law." So like, okay, cool. So we were clowning with him, but like, man, we had some artists on. What was that? That young lady we had on, man, she didn't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. The whole time we were talking, she didn't want to say nothing.
She's like, April? Was it April? April Reed?
No, it wasn't April. April also didn't want to. April was cool, but she didn't really want to touch it. It was the singer. What was her name, Adley? Singer, rapper. Abby.
No, Stephanie Soul.
Stephanie Soul. That was who it was. Yeah, this girl Stephanie Soul, Ray.
Bakersfield.
She wanted nothing to do with it, man.
Not touching it.
She wasn't gonna touch it at all. I think she was dropping her new single though, bro. She's like, I ain't trying to get this single messed up. So. All right, Ray Rico. Well, at the end of the show, we like to do entertainment news. So what's gonna happen? Adley is gonna read us some news and we're gonna make fun of it. But since you're our guest, you get to pick which story we're gonna read. Adley, why don't you read Mr. Ray Rico some of these stories?
You know what? I just thought about something. And this just came up in the news, so I just looked it up. WWE and legalized gambling. We can talk about that story. Think about that. Or I also pulled up some other stuff that I think would be interesting. Was a YouTube star faked her a fancy Bali location while she was in an IKEA. I thought that was pretty funny. Man sues Buffalo Wild Wings because he says these boneless wings are really chicken nuggets, and there's a class action lawsuit going on. And there's one more. Let me see. Wait, or those are three. Those are the three. Oh no, a man killed while stealing vehicle parts, and I just thought that's one of those topics that's a good one.
It's a horrible way to die.
Yeah, he was stealing a car part, and he died.
Yeah.
So Ray, you get to pick the story. You want to go with WWE and gambling? Do you want to go with the man suing Buffalo Wild Wings over the chicken nuggets, the boneless wings?
I like that one. Let's
want
do
to
that
go for
one.
Okay.
You guys suing Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah. So this man wants to sue Buffalo Wild Wings over boneless wings. What are they really made of? He says. Buffalo Wild Wings may be famous for its wings, but a Chicago man has filed a class action lawsuit against the food chain, claiming that the boneless wings are nothing more than chicken nuggets. Now, according to the document, he's filed a complaint in the District Court of Northern Illinois and its parent company, Inspire Brands. He says, quote, the products are not wings at all, but instead slices of chicken breast meat, deep fried like wings. Indeed, in composition, the products are more akin to a chicken nugget rather than a chicken wing. The lawsuit says the label boneless wings is misleading because it implies that the product is a chicken wing that has been deboned. Is this guy going to win or lose, or does it matter, or what?
It's a great question. Well, my question is do people really have this much time on their hands at this stage of your lives? Like, this is a bona fide sucker, bro. If you got this kind of time, You are a bona fide. You ain't gonna hear none of this from Ray Rico, bro. He ain't got no time for this horse crap. He's training to be a better wrestler.
Yeah, man. I don't think he's gonna win. I think that's a very he's gonna need who was it? Robert Kardashian. He's gonna need him on the
One of the
he's
big
gonna need
names.
yeah, he's gonna need him on the case. And then maybe they could settle something out of court. Maybe he gets a $5 voucher at Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's what he's gonna win is a $5
okay.
buffalo. Hey, but don't get them boneless when you go there, bro. So that way you're gonna get disappointed. Everybody knows boneless wings are stupid breast meat. Everybody knows that, don't they?
Here's the thing though, too. When they give me the option and they say, okay, do you want bone in or boneless? I go bone in every time because it tastes better. It's a better, I don't know why, but I've heard from people in the industry, hey man, the boneless wings are cheaper.
They
So
are
we try to
mad
push
cheaper.
those. Yeah, we try
they're
to push
mad cheaper.
those out, So if you have, 10-cent wing night or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, let's try to push the boneless. But it's just, I don't know. I think it's misleading when they say it's a boneless wing. It didn't hit me till I read the story. Like, wait, this guy's onto something because, yeah, it's a different kind of meat.
You want to join this dude's class action lawsuit?
I think I
Adlai?
might.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Yes, boneless wings. But I mean, Ray, you were nodding your head. You go bone in wings over boneless.
I'm a 50-50 guy. It's all it comes down to circumstance for me. It's honestly depending on what I feel like. I don't frequent Buffalo Wild Wings, but I do frequent some Wingstop, and I'll get me some lemon pepper wings, classic bone in. And if I'm getting something really spicy, I like spicy food. But what I don't like is biting into it and then having the sides of my lips burn up, especially if I get cut on the lip. I've frequented having busted lips, and that sucks when you're eating. Yeah.
Well, you hear that, Rick Ross? Our boy Ray
right.
Rico, he likes your chicken wings. So hook him up.
The lemon pepper is definitely the way to go. Definitely. Shout out to Rockin' Wings too. They got the bomb lemon pepper wings too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Big
but
shot
I don't know,
Bob's.
man.
Big shot Bob's, dude, out here in Pittsburgh. They got the bomb wings. But are you going with the bone? Are you about to tell us that I don't know? I like bone-in wings that we're about to say, Adlai?
It's just a different experience too, I guess. I don't know. I mean, because here's the thing too. You're like, oh, boneless wing or it's 10-cent wing night. Yeah, give me the bone-in wings. But then you're getting ripped off if you get the boneless. Man, I pay more than 5 cents a piece for these. And they're always different sizes. You get some this big and then some this big. And like, dude, these are the same.
Yeah, well, when I always get free wings when I go to Big Shot Bob's because Josh owns it. So I always get the boneless. Yeah, but I always get the boneless because I don't want them to lose margin. You know what I mean? I feel bad for them. Just give me the boneless.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
That's true.
It's
all chicken.
Yeah, it tastes fine to me. I do like chicken wings though. Like if you're drinking beer and you're eating chicken, oh man, Ray Rico, there used to be a spot in Tucson. It was called Cluck You Chicken.
Yeah.
And they used to sell wings by the gallon and beer by the gallon when we were in college. That place would wreck you in a night, but you went home happy. There was a delicious wings.
Do you eat that? You do eat the hot wings though, right? Ray?
Yeah. I've had hot wings. Depending on how I feel, I'll go for. I always get a classic, but if it's a hot wing, sometimes I'll feel like eating the wing. Sometimes I'll feel like going boneless. It's just a matter of circumstance how I'm feeling that night.
What about the popcorn chicken?
Popcorn chicken.
It's basically skin.
I can get down with popcorn chicken.
Meat.
I can get down.
Yeah, I eat that.
Yeah. Is it healthy? Fried chicken? Is fried chicken healthy?
Probably not. But you know what I like, bro? I like getting the jerk chicken. If I'm getting the boneless wings, I'll have them do it in Jamaican jerk. Woo, it's delicious. My goodness, is that delicious?
Haven't tried it. I'll have to try it.
It's if you like, wow, it's a unique flavor proposition that doesn't necessarily show up on the West Coast as often as it does on the East Coast. It's more Jamaicans in this side of the country, I believe. But my goodness, I like that Jamaican jerk when they put that on them chicken wings. Woo, man, it's delicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Big Shot Bob's Rockin' Wings. What was it? What was the final one that we said?
Rockin' Wings, Wingstop, Buffalo Wild Wings.
And Big Shot Bob's.
Who's it? Yeah. Okay. So get your wings out, and they got to come up with another name then for boneless wings, because that name has been around since 2003. Boneless
It's only
wings.
been around since 2003.
Yeah. And here's the thing. So 20 years the boneless
Wait,
wings.
you're making that up, or is that
No,
real?
That's for real. That's what it says. They introduced it. Buffalo Wild Wings introduced boneless wings in 2003.
Been lying to you fools for 20
But
years.
it's not, is it? Because there's no bones in it, though, right?
I don't know, man, but it's not a wing. I
Bones.
guess you're correct. Because at first I was on the other side of this story where I was like,
Okay.
screw this guy. He ain't getting no money. But then you brought up your point where you're like, hey, man, this ain't a wing. Now I'm starting to see your side, Adley. You're starting to win me over. But then think about it, bro. If it was a boneless wing, they have to take the bone out of that wing. How long would it take them to take a bone out of a stupid wing, Ray Rico?
Way too long, and then they're gonna have their fingers all over it.
It's all greasy.
I'd rather just chop up the piece of whatever, coat it, and then fry it.
That's right, chicken buttholes.
Yeah.
That's
Do you ever when the kids eat them? My son will eat the wings, and there's a ton of meat left on them, so I have to go in after he eats them and clean them up. It's probably gross if it's a stranger, but
not really, bro. Because I'm a savage. You know what I do? You know what I do, Ray Rico? After I'm done eating my chicken wing, I crack that thing in half and I eat the marrow inside, bro.
Mike has been told countless times by Buffalo Wild Wings to stop eating the leftover trays that people left.
Probably. Just cracking them, dude. Like what, bro? There's still good meat in here.
The bone marrow I can't do.
But
do
he'll tell you when we used to live together. I cracked the wing.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm like, it's just marrow in here, fool. I'm not done with this bone yet. All right, what's our next?
Everybody's like, "Whoa, you're stuck? Where you at?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm like outside of Visalia, an hour away."
I thought you were in Hawaii. Because
they had some palm trees and stuff, and it's like, man, we're stuck here, bro. Yeah,
but it's also all Asian people in the video too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, he's in Hawaii. Okay, cool, man.
On a vacation.
Yeah, I was like, good for you, bro, getting to Hawaii like that, man. I'm going to Columbus, Ohio. You're going to Hawaii. And you're like, nah, bro, I'm at the casino. I was like, oh,
yeah, I'm like an hour away, dude.
Well, I was afraid because the problem was Ray is he's like, oh yeah, I'm all flooded in. I thought he was like in a tropical storm, and we had to record a show that night. So I'm like, where you at, man? I hope you're not flooded out in Hawaii. He was like, oh no, I was at the casino earlier today. So, all right, well, one way or another, my point is I feel like in this generation, people are going to great lengths to want people to enjoy who they are as a person. When they really, it's just like, bro, just enjoy yourself as a person. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It seems like you're enjoying your Facebook person more than you're enjoying your real person. I feel like people would rather sit and look at Facebook or TikTok or make Facebooks or TikToks than go to walk down to the baseball park, and catch a Pirate game. You know what I mean? Like that, it's nuts, bro. I mean, this is how nuts it is. I'll be one time I was at this Penguin game. We got these tickets for free. But we were like 4 behind the glass, maybe 5 behind the glass. Yeah. And like this, we're in a playoff run. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh man, this is real. There were 3 girls in front of me on their phone the entire time. I was like, sad. You got to be out of your mind. Dude. I don't even know how much these tickets cost. And you were looking at your phone the entire time. Like don't live in your phone. You know what I mean? Unless you're watching the Chino Brothers.
Yeah, Ray, next time you're at your wrestling and you see people in the crowd, they're probably taking pictures of you, right? You guys wrestling and stuff.
Oh,
but if it's obviously a selfie, throw a chair at them or something. You know what I mean? Just be like, dude, because you see those ones where the lady's doing the selfie thing or the guy, whatever, and then the football hits him in the face. You're like, dude, pay attention. Enjoy what's going on around you for sure.
All right, well, Ray, thank you so much for coming on the show. I learned so much about the pro wrestling circuit tonight. What about you, Adley?
Definitely a ton, man. And it sounds really cool. It sounds like, Ray, if anybody's gonna make it, this kid's gonna make it. Like we said earlier, man, I can see you got the drive, you got the know-how, and it doesn't look like you don't seem like the type that's gonna give up. So I look forward to seeing you in a lot of big stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
So tell them where to find you one more time, Ray Rico.
You can follow me at I am Ray Rico on Instagram. I'm also starting a YouTube channel that the same tag. You can find I am Ray Rico. We're starting the Rico show. Should be some fun stuff. Yeah,
Now, what's
You
the
got it.
Rico show going to be?
the Rico show is going to be anything I want it to be.
Is it,
It's gonna-
so
But
this is gonna be
mainly
like
wrestling, or
Yeah, it's going to be a wrestling drive. There's going to be
Okay.
some comedic stuff in there as well. Maybe some serious stuff. It's going to be whatever I want it to be. It's the
Cool.
Rico show.
Well, you can
So-
invite the Chino brothers on
Nice.
and smash Adelaide with a chair when we come down there. One of them chairs like on the wrestling show, bang, and then throw them off a big gate like they do on the wrestlers.
go
You know,
easy on
top-
me, man.
Yeah, you gotta get them on
No
top
oil
of them big
change.
gates.
No oil checks, bro.
Yeah.
No oil checks. Come on, man.
All
Hey,
right,
but
guys,
this Saturday. You're at
This Saturday, I am here in Bakersfield. I don't know if you guys were too familiar, but that dome, Bakersfield Dome, shut down quite a few years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Knox Pro was the last promotion to ever have a show there, and now through great efforts from me and our team at Knox Pro, we are bringing professional wrestling back, and we're
Ooh.
looking to make it stay and make it a constant thing in Bakersfield. So this Saturday, March 18th, at excuse me, I got to pull up the very professional here. Pulling up the address.
don't squeeze in a selfie, bro.
Yeah.
We gotta-
But this Saturday, March 18th at 6558 Meany Avenue, the Elite Fitness Center, we're having a show. And a special guest appearance from WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi. You're going to see me and the young upgrade Mondo Rico, Los Ricos.
That's what I was
and-
gonna ask.
And some action. And then, it's also going to be a homecoming of our world champion, Ultimo Principe, which is, that's cool. But Los Ricos are here, which is all that really matters.
I heard Ultimo Principe likes to give the oil check, so you better watch yourselves, guys, if you're wrestling that guy.
We'll have to see.
and that starts at what time? Like 6, 7 o'clock? What time's that?
Yeah, so doors are opening at 6. Show starts at 7. Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we getting tickets at? Tickets at the door or
So there's a ticket link. You can follow at KNOKXPRO on all social media platforms. We have our ticket links there, and we will also have tickets at the door. Tickets are general admission is $25. We have a limited amount of VIP tickets that are $35 that come with a gift basket, I believe. Front row admission, our front row area is 25. Am I saying that? I'm saying stuff out of order. 20, 25, 35, kids 6 and under are free.
wow, that's a good value for the family.
That's
folks.
a inexpensive night of entertainment for
Good
sure.
value
man.
for the family, and you're going to
Cool.
get to see some action wrestling like you never seen before. Because Ray Rico's going to be flying off the top rope with his little brother.
Absolutely.
What do you think about that, Adley? That
I
sounds
love
nuts.
it. I love it, man.
Well, I
I'm
hope
excited.
I hope
think I
they
can
give you
actually
guys
make
a residency there, man. That'd be real nice if they give you guys if it was an every week thing and you could just be out there bashing heads. So, folks, listen to the Chino brothers when we tell you this. Our new favorite wrestler of all time is going to be Ray Rico. F.U. Hulk Hogan. F.U. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Who else? F.U. Ultimate Warrior. I ain't got nothing for none of you guys no more. Only Ray Rico. Correct, Adley?
You got it, man. Ray Rico,
Yeah.
Los Ricos.
Yeah,
And I
dude.
need you guys to all do this with me. And that's no. Flip it. There you go. Cap.
And that's no cap.
And that's no cap. Okay,
That's no
nice,
cap.
nice.
All right,
We'll
guys.
practice that.
Hey, listen, we need them 4,000 hours on YouTube. So go over there and just turn our YouTube on. Just leave it in your pocket. Don't worry about it. We need 4,000 hours. We got to monetize. All right. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on TikTok. And don't forget to check out our homeboy Ray Rico on all his platforms. And we're out. Boom. End.